With Petroglyph releasing the Command & Conquer Remastered Collection on the 5th of June 2020, speculation about an RTS pioneering company returning to remaster some of their previous games has been growing over time. One of those games is the forever beloved Star Wars real-time strategy game, Empire at War. Whilst Empire at War has had an expansion pack, Forces of Corruption, fans are seeking more, a new generation of Star Wars strategy gameplay. But it doesn't end there. Empire at War has seen countless mods that go from fixing vital bugs to absolutely overhauling the gameplay and graphics, making the game look a decade younger. Even other RTS games like Homeworld 2 have mods of their own that swap out assets for Star Wars ships, envisioning what a true Empire at War 2 would look like. But we're not here for that in today's video. Today we'll be diving into everything we know about Empire at War 2 and the chances of it being launched within, well, our lifespan. But before we dive into everything we know, guys, my question of the day is, what one feature would you add to Empire at War 2? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, we read all of them and get back to some of you too. And if you haven't already, if you love all things Star Wars, Empire at War, Jedi Fallen Order, or just myself, Eckhart Sladder and Corey Loses, goofing around in games such as Sea of Thieves, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a future video. So our story briefly starts in 2003. For those who are not aware, Petroglyph was acquired by Electronic Arts in that same year. 3 years later, we see the release of Star Wars Empire at War on 16th of February 2006, with the Forces Corruption expansion pack releasing 8 months later on the 24th of October 2006. 7 years later, however, EA secures the exclusive rights to create Star Wars games, locking out every other publisher. Since then, well, we've only seen 2 games released. No, not that one. Not that one. That one doesn't really exist. Whilst we have news that Respawn and EA are working on a series of future Jedi Fallen Order games, mostly to coincide with the possible Untitled Star Wars trilogy that'll be coming out in 2022, 2024 and 2026, all estimations at this point of course. But we do know that EA's license for Star Wars games ends in 2023, 3 years from this video's release, suggesting that the idea that if Empire at War 2 is to be released, it would be within these next 3 years, providing EA doesn't renew their license. But it goes a bit more detailed than that. Back in January 2018, during a Reddit AMA for Petroglyph's RTS Forged Battalion, one question revolved around the possible expansion of Empire at War, or even a sequel. The response by developer Torpid came in as, "We would love to work on Empire at War again. We've been tossing around ideas ever since the new movies came out," with another developer chiming in to say, "Unfortunately, no official expansion is in the works. We've reached out to them, EA, a few times to see if they would be interested in contracting us to build an Empire at War 2 at the same quality level as their other Star Wars FPS titles, but nothing has resulted from that yet." So during 2018, it wasn't looking great, especially with Battlefront 2 still getting consistent updates and the Jedi Fallen Order being in development. However, fast forward to March 2019 and we get a little bit of a different story. In a Reddit post made by the user MegaJake95, we see not a journalist but a fan actually reach out to Ted Morris, who directed the original Empire at War, asking about the potential sequel to Empire at War. And here's what he had to say. "Hi Jake, sorry for the late response. We really appreciate your kind words and I'll share them with the rest of the team. We would certainly love to work on a sequel to Empire at War and we've discussed this with EA. I think there is some interest there, but they want us to solely focus on Command & Conquer Remaster at the moment. If anything comes out of it, we'll definitely let everyone know." Now this is definitely a different approach to the matter, and with Command & Conquer literally right around the corner, it'll be very interesting to see what announcements we might get with the lead up to Empire at War 2. The interest has always been there with Petroglyph, and it looks like EA is slowly warming up to the idea also. That, and with FPSs no longer entirely dominating the gaming market, and opening for another real-time strategy game that updates everything to canon rather than Legends, is also on the table. This could also allow Empire at War to explore new eras. The original game explored the time between Episode 3 and 4, mods like Republic at War and Fall of the Republic expanded on the Clone Wars, and other mods dived into the Thrawn's trilogy. But unless you're playing Yodin mod, there isn't really any real conversion mod for the First Order/Resistance era, a hole that Empire at War 2 is absolutely primed to cover. But unfortunately, this is where we come to an end to the video. This is definitely the best chance for an Empire at War 2 to be considered, and with Battlefront 2 finalised with no sequel confirmed, this would definitely be a great diverse genre of Star Wars gaming for 2020 or beyond. But before I go, guys, don't forget that our question of the day is, what is one feature you would add to Empire at War 2? Let me know in the comments down below. I have been Charlie, you've been watching X2, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.